From CBS 47 and Fox 30, you're watching This Week in the 904.
Thanks so much for joining me for a special edition of This Week in the 904. I'm your host, Emily Turner. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and for the next 30 minutes, we'll be highlighting the effort to fight that disease by organizations across Northeast Florida, especially with the J Fund. And this morning, we have a special guest, Kelly Coughlin from the Tom Coughlin J Fund. She is the CEO of the organization. Thank you so much for coming. Why don't you tell us a little bit just about the history of the Tom Coughlin J Fund?
Sure. We're very proud at the Tom Coughlin J Fund to be 30 years old this year.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yes. My dad is Coach Tom Coughlin, who started the Tom Coughlin J Fund back in 1996 when he first came to Jacksonville to be the first head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he did that in honor of a player who he coached at Boston College, who unfortunately passed away from leukemia. But during the time that he was sick, my parents really saw the physical and emotional toll that the disease played on him and how it affected his whole family. And his name was Jay McGillis, and that's why it's called the Tom Coughlin J Fund. And so the goal really from the start was to support families who are going through a crisis of having a child with cancer, and to do that initially with financial support. But it has broadened over the years in both size and scope to provide emotional and practical support as well.
And you guys aren't just in Jacksonville.
No. In 2004, when my dad went to be the head coach of the New York Giants, we also started a branch of the Tom Coughlin J Fund in that area. So both cities where my dad has been an NFL head coach have support in the local community, and the funds that we raise in each community stay right there to support the local people.
And when you think about raising money for cancer, so many people think automatically that it's for research and development or finding a cure. But the Tom Coughlin J Fund is different in that you guys kind of look beyond that to the periphery, if you will, or the support. What is the difference there that you guys have?
Well, of course, like you said, research is so important, and we hope that there's a day that there's a cure and we won't have to be talking about these things. But until then, the goal really for the J Fund is to be there for families while they're going through it. And we know that there's such need immediately. No one ever plans to have a child with cancer. No one ever sees it coming. And so we want them to know that they're not alone in it and that there is support.
There is, and that's such a valuable and important thing. I want to also bring in Ben Becker. You have spent the last several weeks a lot of time with the J Fund. Tell us a little bit about what you've seen and experienced.
Well, it's been amazing. I mean, meeting these families, meeting the children, and it's been just a pleasure and an honor to be a part of it. And of course, the guiding light for me with Coach Coughlin is always make sure early's on time you're late. Right. So always on time for these shoots, but it's been fantastic. And I have one particular story I want to talk about right now. And there's a lot of people that provide support when someone's fighting a cancer battle. The doctors, the nurses, they all play a special role in making sure the child gets better, especially the child's caregiver. And today we look at the J Fund's caregiver program and how it provides much needed help for families.
You ready?
Days at the park are few and far between for Joya Suggs. And her 5-year-old son, Jordan.
Kick your legs.
Suggs is a single mother of 5 children who cares for Jordan full-time after he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma in 2023 at just the age of 2.
He has had 2 bone marrow transplants. We've recently underwent MIBG therapy that we're praying and hoping is our miracle to cure his disease.
Neuroblastoma is a rare childhood cancer that impacts the network of nerves that carries messages from your brain to the rest of your body. But the J Fund is providing a message of its own, hope to Joya, thanks to its caregiver program. It provides emotional support opportunities and events for caregivers of children with cancer so they can improve their own physical and mental well-being, which results in a positive impact for the child.
And why is self-care so important?
Because we're so busy being moms and parents and things of that sort, we don't actually get the time to step away and have a moment for ourselves. So they do have something almost every month where parents along this journey are able to step away and engage and get involved in painting, candle making, all type of things that we probably wouldn't think to do at a time like this.
One reason the program is needed is financial stress. Families of childhood cancer patients often experience disruptions in the regular employment of the caregiver, which significantly diminishes the household income. 72% of J-Fund families surveyed said they had to take unpaid leave from their job to care for their sick child. Joya had to quit her job.
Step up.
As for Joya, the program gives her and other parents and caregivers a chance to connect with those who are on a childhood cancer journey with their child.
If you want people to know one thing about your experience with the J-Fund, what would it be?
That they've maximized their slogan of being there. They have been there from day one.
In the fight against childhood cancer, so much focus is put on the patient, rightly so. But what have you seen from the parental and support standpoint, that they just don't put themselves first?
Right. I think it's a parent's normal nature to be more worried about their child than themselves. But research actually shows that caregivers who take care of themselves, it actually does have a positive outcome often on the child and can make an impact. And so what the idea behind the caregiver program for us really was to do special things for parents, to let them take a break, to step away, to give them some tools and education around physical health, and give them opportunities to build relationships, whether it's in their own family. It takes quite a toll on a marriage. So providing date nights and opportunities for moms and dads to get together and be away from the children and have time together, but also to connect them with other caregivers. So moms connecting with moms, like the story you talked about, going for some sort of a fun activity, but also weaving in some therapeutic support as well.
I can imagine it would feel isolating for so many people. How does connecting some of these families with other families who know exactly what they're going through, how valuable, and what is that value to them?
I think it's hope. It's hope for them. Many families, have friends in their church and their community and their neighbors that sort of rally around them when their child is initially diagnosed. But childhood cancer is a marathon. It's a long journey, and oftentimes, people, that support system, often they go back to their day-to-day life, and so there's a lot of feeling of being alone or being isolated, and so having an opportunity to connect with other people who do understand the journey, that can maybe give some advice or share their experiences, or have a child that now they're off treatment and you can see, okay, things can get better, things will be better, they can be normal again. It's really important.
I think that's the hope for all of them, right? Is that there
Right.
is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Well, coming up, a Jacksonville Jaguars player is sharing his family's experience with childhood cancer. We sit down with Josh Hines Allen about his son's journey to hearing a bell ring. And of course, throughout the program, we will be showing you this QR code. If you scan it, it will send you to the website where you can donate to the Tom Coughlin J Funds. Go ahead and do that for us now.
From CBS 47 and Fox 30, you're watching This Week in the 904.
Every year, Action News Jax teams up with our radio partners to raise money to fight childhood cancer. And this year, we received our biggest donation yet, $50,000. After more than 25 hours, we raised a total of $400,000, which was a new record. Very exciting. Welcome back to this special episode of This Week in the 904. Cancer doesn't discriminate. It affects the young and the old, the rich and the poor, even football players. Jaguars defensive end Josh Hines Allen had to take a step back during the offseason just a few months ago, and he revealed why. His son Wesley was diagnosed with cancer. Action Sports Jax Olivia Tasley sat down with Josh about his family's fight.
We all count down to big moments, from the ball drop on New Year's Eve to on Sundays when we count down to kickoff. It helps build the anticipation, excitement, or even relief as we inch closer and closer. So over the next 2 minutes, we're going to count down to a big moment that ends with a bell.
You're going to ring the bell when you're done, okay?
It's a simple sound after one of the toughest fights.
They just pulled me and my wife out and let us know what they think. It wasn't like actual he has it, but it was just like he may have.
8 months ago, everything changed for Josh Hines Allen and his family. His oldest son, Wesley, became sick in a way they have never seen before.
He started bleeding even more in the gums. Then he started to catch a fever.
On Wesley's 7th birthday, there was some hope.
Happy birthday, Wesley!
But a kid who woke up happy and seemingly healthy for his big day fell ill once again.
And having that call, leaving work here, and my wife telling me like, "Hey, come to the hospital." He's at the emergency room. Sitting there waiting, trying to still make it special because it is his birthday. I think it was probably around like 2 or 3 in the morning. Doctor's saying all the signs are saying the blood work kind of seems like he has this, and it was just like.
A 6-letter word, cancer.
Saturday development for the Jacksonville Jaguars and a season over for defensive star Josh Hines Allen, who did not make the trip to Indianapolis due to personal reasons.
Josh Hines Allen, who you've known about for the last couple of days, personal reasons, he did not make the trip.
Final game after that, and my everything was right here. Like nothing else in this world mattered besides being there for him.
A family of 5 on a journey no one saw coming, but didn't hesitate to join.
We were around him. Like, he was never alone. And so we were always there. He had always somebody by him. When they started giving him the medicines and you start seeing his body change, and that was really tough. He's cancer-free, actually. He's in full remission. He's my superhero.
4 stages of cancer treatment done, but a war still needing to be won.
There's still more fight to do. But right now we're happy.
Parents of 3 now juggling a new normal for their superhero and his 2 sibling sidekicks.
He's back playing with his siblings and being a big brother.
A family fighting one of the toughest battles, all to hear one simple sound.
Wesley's journey has inspired Josh and Caitlin to dedicate this season to other families in Jacksonville battling pediatric cancer by launching a season-long campaign called 4-1 for Hope through their foundation 4-1 for All. The goal is to give back to 4 cancer-focused nonprofits each month of the NFL regular season in hopes that everyone can also count down to a big moment that ends with a bell. For now, in the studio, I'm Olivia Tasley, Action Sports Jax.
And we checked in. So far, thousands of dollars have been raised for their foundation, obviously separate from the Tom Coughlin J Fund, but with a similar mission in mind to support children who are fighting cancer. And in the story, you see the picture of not just one child fighting cancer, but an entire family. When it comes to the siblings of someone who's fighting cancer, you guys do a lot of support for them as well.
We do. We have learned over the years in working so closely with the medical team and the social workers that cancer really affects the whole family. And siblings often, they have so many questions, and their lifestyle changes. They're worried about their sibling, and they're scared, and they don't always understand everything. And sometimes they get shuffled off to grandma's house or the neighbors, or they can't do the activity that they had thought that they were going to do because mom and dad just can't juggle it all. And so the J Fund decided that we wanted to really focus and create a structured program for siblings. And so we've done that. And we quarterly, we get siblings together, just siblings, for fun activities. And then we weave into the fun activity a bit of therapeutic help, and it allows them to have fun, have something that's special for them, but also to see that they're not the only kid that is dealing at home with what they're dealing with. That there are others out there, and they can talk to each other and relate.
And which is, community is so important.
Yes.
Speaking of community, there's the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll talk about them in just a minute. But we want to talk about an organization that has been giving back to the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Let's take a look.
It's now been around 2 years since Henry Wadeka was diagnosed with leukemia at just 7 years old. In 2 years of treatment, Henry underwent countless chemotherapy sessions, with his family often having to drive 2 hours each way for his life-saving care, and Henry unable to experience a normal childhood.
So, Henry did have a port in his chest, so that did limit his ability to, swim safely in all bodies of water. Chlorine was a much safer way, but we have a cabin on a river that is kind of our lifeblood of our family, and not being able to participate in those activities throughout the summers, we're kind of a big bummer for him.
Henry and 3 other families with children just like him got the chance for a mental break away from the strains of a cancer diagnosis, getting an up-close look at Jacksonville Jaguars training camp, all thanks to the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Now having completed his cancer treatments and undergoing monthly checkups, Henry's dad, Braden Wodeka, says Sunday morning's training camp J Fund visit serves as an opportunity for Henry to also make up on lost memories with his 3 younger siblings.
Just to kind of explore and experience memories together as a family, and continue to, make those childhood core memories, so to speak, that they'll be, looking back on 10 years from now, the great things that we're able to achieve and experience as a family thanks to the J Fund.
Now, Braden says the hope is that through the Tom Coughlin J Fund, Henry and other kids just like him battling their cancer diagnosis or going through their cancer recovery can continue to make up for those lost childhood memories.
From my family to those out there that give to it, thank you so much for everything you do and you give, and we wouldn't be able to do it without you.
You can find more information on the J Fund and how you can get involved by clicking the link in this story on actionnewsjax.com. For local coverage you can count on, reporting from the Miller Electric Center, I'm Logan McDonald, Action News Jax.
You just know that little Henry was talking all about how he played football with the Jags at show and tell, or when he went back to school, or with anybody that would listen. I'm sure he was thrilled.
He had a great time, that's for sure. Yes.
And this isn't just the only event that you guys do with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, the Jaguars have been incredible partners to the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Really, they're a founding partner. They made it possible for my dad to have the platform that he had and to start the J Fund. And there were many people in those early days that worked for the Jaguars that rolled up their sleeves and helped carve this whole thing out and made it come together. And over the years, they have continued to just wrap their arms around our mission. And we do, they allow us to bring kids out to have this special experience and to really what we call as a timeout from cancer, to be there. But they do so many other things as well. Some of the wives are creating care packages right now for our caregivers that they will deliver in November, which is Caregiver Month. They've helped us raise awareness. We do around the NFL's Crucial Catch game, which will be October 12th this year. For the last, more than 10 years, we've been bringing a group of patients and their families to the game. They're recognized on the field and feel really special for an opportunity that most people never have, to be down on the field right before kickoff for the national anthem, and then they get to enjoy the game. So they do so many things to help with our mission and help us raise awareness for the special needs that these families have.
That's a great partner to have when you're trying to do something as big as help childhood cancer.
Yeah.
Well, dozens of kids battling cancer had the chance to be just kids. Up next, the special night they had with the Jumbo Shrimp. And here is another look at that QR code. You can scan it and donate to the Tom Coughlin J Fund. No amount is too low. Just crack open that phone and go for it.
From CBS 47 and Fox 30, you're watching This Week in the 904.
Welcome back to This Week in the 904. Action News Jax Ben Becker shows us how recently families enjoyed a night at the ballpark to help strike out cancer.
A night filled with cheers, bright lights and hits. Not at a hospital, but at the ballpark. It's all thanks to the nonprofit Tom Coughlin J Fund. Dozens of kids battling cancer got the full VIP treatment. Young patients trading in their hospital gowns for baseball caps as they enjoyed a special outing to see the Jumbo Shrimp, including 4-year-old Remy.
We're excited because we get to spend some time together as a family and make memories.
Fasila Rashabi is Remy's mother. Remy was diagnosed with high-risk neuroblastoma in the summer of 2021 while visiting family in Minnesota and began treatment there before moving back to Jacksonville in June of 2022.
Remy was in treatment for 2 years. She had 6 rounds of chemotherapy, 1 surgery, 2 rounds of bone marrow transplant, 13 rounds of radiation, and then 6 rounds of immunotherapy. So it was a long road.
Priscilla is the sole provider for the family and balances work with caring for Remy and her 2 siblings. The J Fund has helped support the family.
I was struggling to pay for my mortgage, and the J Fund was able to help me pay for 3 months of my mortgage payments, and that was just a huge blessing for our family.
For these families, it's more than just a game, it's a much-needed break, a reminder of joy, resilience, and the power of community. As for Remy, she's completed treatment and is now thriving, a lively 3rd grader who's learning multiplication. She loves playing tag, drawing, dancing, and watching K-pop Demon Hunters.
Today, she's doing amazing. She's been in remission technically for 2 years, so we're just on the other side of things.
Oh, what an amazing place to be, the other side of things. 100% of the proceeds of the tickets purchased benefited the Tom Coughlin J Fund. And so for folks, just a lasting message to them, why should they donate if these stories haven't moved them enough?
Well, I think, no family plans to have a child with cancer. When their child is diagnosed, about 3/4 of the families, one parent has to stop working to become a full-time caregiver. Their expenses are going up at the same time that their income is going down, and they're in a major crisis. So they need financial support, they need emotional support, and we encourage people to get involved with the Tom Coughlin J Fund. If you can't give, go to our website and learn more about it. Maybe you can volunteer, but be a part of it. And if you know a family who's going through this, reach out. Let them know you're there.
Exactly. And if you want to join in the fight of battling childhood cancer, scan the QR code right here on your screen. If you can't donate now, we've got a link on actionnewsjax.com to give money. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thanks for watching This Week in the 904.